Hey everybody, this is PD from the Spinner Rack, and today I am going to do a Matrix related video. This is The Art of the Matrix. It was supposed to be at least another one, but this is the only one. And it showcases art by great comic artists Steve Scroce and Jeff Darrow. This gorgeous book. There's also a couple other artists. Colin Grant and Tani Kunitake. Hopefully I said that right. But you can see some Steve Scroce artwork here, some introduction, and some cool stuff here, right? You see this stuff, the Trinity scene. Maybe I should just show this instead of what I was planning. But let's do it. So see right here, so we know the scene with Trinity. It's a classic. Is a classic scene. But it mentions that the Wachowski brothers, now I believe sisters. Well, they were brothers then, writing for Marvel. Ecto Kid, that's where they met them. And then and everything like here. It's got great notes by Steve Scroce here. All of this things set up. Everything that would be happening. Ultimately, people had a hard time understanding the Matrix. So this these more comic book like boards kind of helped them out. Yeah. Obviously, some of these characters have a very generic look, so they're cool look, but not exactly how the actors and actresses were. A lot of the cool setups for different things, and if they didn't actually make a movie, it would have been a cool comic book. Yeah, I guess we're doing this. I guess we'll do this next, but we were gonna do Spider-Man, but let's keep going. Let's see how far we get. Some shots were dropped and changed, but see, they had money for her to run to the train and do the whole thing like look at this. And this isn't even is like full style of the finishing. And I think ultimately I should do some more with Steve Scroce because he really did the ballet comic art really nicely. And some board direction here. You can see the drama was going to work. Everything is in, well, all the cool stuff is still made it to the screen. And actually, a friend of mine, pretty sure she doesn't watch my show, she said she wanted Keanu Reeves, but she didn't want him to talk. So when I saw this scene, I thought of her. And a lot of stuff got translated exactly how I drew them. That's why I kind of wish how they drew them. So I kind of wish they Kind of wish they. Oh, here is the Morpheus scene. This is by Colin Grant. It says because it had the optical effect, need to be aborted. And then the birth scene. And this is what I call the next men scene, where the body gets dumped. It was set up in the next men where the bodies were actually dumped out and gotten rid of. And then the end of the birth, but then it's almost have it taking birth and kind of pulling it apart. So you have the umbilical cord added in, the actual birth, but then sort of the, uh, you know, leaving the womb sort of scene. We got Scross back. We got a lot of way to go, a lot of ground. Then we had some fight scenes. Now I think the thumbnails. This worked for the studios, but then the fight choreographers, they took it and then they did everything they wanted to make it better. But elements were saved. And then this one was used. Um, Ultimately, this stuff speaks for itself. So when I first got this, it was just one of those things where it's just like, I think they kind of had this put together like a comic book. So it's basically what sold them to be able to see all these crazy ideas that they were talking about and see if it could work visually. Yeah, you could feel the emotion in your head. In my head, some of the sounds and the hits were kind of still here. And this is almost feels like Scross is doing Jeff Darrow, but it's really nice stuff. All the elements there. They got rid of her bolo. But isn't it just cool to be able to trim down a sequence, but then keep sort of the feel of it? Even some of the explosions look like these drawings, right? The rooftop scene. If you don't already see this stuff happening. And the classic dodging the bullets. Verbatim. I'm 12 minutes in. Now this isn't, I guess to say, this isn't actual, well, I guess I think Rob Liefeld talked about it, that comic guys go to do storyboards and then they get to become, like, they become famous because they add so much to it. But, this is where you get to be fast and loose with the boards and not stuck to, 16 by 9 sort of grid, and just sort of do comic style just to give the feel of what's happening. And here we're gonna almost do a Matrix style jump. We haven't seen it yet. To Jeff Darrow. And we get Jeff Darrow doing the fight in the train scene. And this guy, like and we also have, I guess he was earlier, Temi Kurataki. We got Neil's death scene. I'm freezing the bullets. Done a little differently. It's done exactly the same. Sentinels. So the looser versions. The Kiss When Neo's Dead. The end scene. The Superman scene. The designs of the Nebuchadnezzar. How far in are we? We are still got a long way to go. Oh Lord. Look at all this cool stuff. I'm halfway through it. And here we go to the Jeff. Ooh. Here we have the lab, infirmary. Man, this is crazy. The main deck. With the chair that they're linked into. Like you're gonna get Jeff Darrow to do the designs, you might as well use them. Still more. Whole Jeff stuff is huge. Look at all that. Got the cockpit here. We open it up. Standing pod. I'm just mowing through this. I can't imagine. Oh man, this is all. We go to Sentinel. The Fetus Harvest. Battle suits. Oh, I did it. So here's the script. I think I can just zip through this. That's the entire script. It doesn't make any sense to try to read the script here and just ruin the book any further than I had. It's on the millionth time that I've looked through this. I can't believe this. Some notes. Oh yeah, here's some of these repurposed. Some rough drawings. Stuff that was cut. Wow, look at this stuff. how long would this film have been? The flip was used. Here we go. This is where comic meets screen, right? Didn't keep the outfits. Look at that. That's really close. Oh man, everyone is young as anything. Can't stay young forever. This is to get you. I was gonna. I don't even know why I suggested doing the other thing. Look at that bullet time. Trinity. All the stuff Jeff Darrow did. Sorry to say, this guy is key. He was key. He should not have been, no matter what idiocy he did, they should not have gotten rid of him. So, ultimately, this book's been through it. I've read it many times. I think I used to travel on the train with it. Hard to believe I didn't read the script through this book as much as I've read this book. But I was hoping for Automatrix Book 2, which would have supposed to have 2 things in it. But what can you do? Spinnerack out.